Good evening, everybody. Welcome once again to the call. Welcome to our Intraday Masterclass. I'm your host for this evening's session, as always, every Tuesday evening at 8:30. Actually, we do this at 8, but because today is a special day, we are actually doing it at 8:30 right now. And I just want to first thank you all for being here on time. I am really excited and really grateful for your presence on this call. And for those who have no clue who I am, because I know there are some people on this call who are literally seeing me for the first time. So allow me to just introduce myself, because again, today is a special evening. So like I said, I'm your host, and my name is Lilian Okado, and I come from Kenya, Nairobi, for those who are tuning in from anywhere else in the world. And I'm an intraday trader. I am a member of I Am Academy. I've been in the academy for the last 20 months. And the interesting thing is, when I started trading, I was initially a scalp trader, for those who understand trading. So I was a short-term trader. I was in and out of the market. You know, the background I was coming from, I just wanted to make money fast. So that was it. And then over time, as I just, continued learning, and I'm sure for many traders on this call, most of us begin with scalping. And then at some point, depending on your personality, either you stay as a scalper or you graduate. So I remember for me, I used to, make money with scalping, but, because I'm impatient, I'm also a very aggressive trader. You know how it goes. You find that nothing is really happening in terms of you making significant progress with your trading. So I remember last year in September, I then decided to transition into intraday trading, and the rest is history. For those who are in Kenya, you've probably at least taken my trade ideas. I usually give trade ideas 3 times a week, since May of last year. So I've done this for over a year. And I used to give scalp ideas. Now I also transition. Of course, I also give intraday trade ideas. And I'm also very excited about the indices. So obviously, I also trade the indices and everything. And why this call for me is really special is because the gentleman who's going to take us through tonight's session, tonight's training, I met him in the academy, literally. Like, I was watching him on screen and I was like, interesting. This guy is really good at what he does. Now, he's an I Am educator. First of all, guys, I just want you to know that for him to be on this call this evening, it's a big deal, because we don't get this to happen all the time. This is an educator. This is an educator who literally spends and gives his time every single day in the academy to loads of people around the world. So for him to just agree, and yesterday was supposed to have a call, but I mixed up the times, my bad. So thank you guys for being patient as well and just making sure you're here today. Yes, so our trainer and our I Am educator for tonight, I just also want to say, I learned this, as I was going through, just doing my own research, and I found out that he's a musician. Yes, he's a gospel acoustic musician. So guys, just check this out. He's a musician, but he's also a trader. So for example, I'm a writer and I'm also a trader. So for those guys, especially the guests maybe on the call who are listening to this for the first time, just know that you don't have to give up what you're doing. You can literally just, continue doing what you're doing and, transition into trading. So without further ado, Mr. Bale Granville, welcome to the call. I know we just met, and the first time I butchered your name. So everyone, please don't call him Bale, because that's what I called him the first time. So he's Bale Granville, all the way from the UK, an acoustic musician who's also a fantastic intraday trader. And he's the co-creator behind Index Infusion. For those guys who love to trade indices, guys, Index Infusion is phenomenal. I am subscribed to it. It's one of the add-ons for the Vibrata trading tool that we all use in the community in IAM. So if you want to learn how to maximize on your intraday trades with the indices and with other pairs, because I know Ballet trades other pairs as well, and he trains on other pairs as well. But pay attention. Please put some fire emojis and some 111s in the chat box if you guys are excited. If you're excited, please do me the honors, make me proud. Kenyans on the call, please just give us, I want to see many, many, many fire emojis, 111s, you know, anyone, anywhere in the world, feel free, you know, because we are honored. This is not a normal training. This is awesome. Okay, guys. So Bale Granville, over to you. I will just hand over the hosting to you in the meantime, but feel free to take over. Thank you very much. And Karibu, we say Karibu in Kenya. So Karibu, welcome, welcome to the call. Thank you.
Thank you. Hey, let me know whether you could hear me. Can you hear me well?
Yes, we can, loud and clear.
Can you see me well?
Well, can you guys see him? I need to stop sharing my screen and then, yes, now we can.
Yes.
Awesome, awesome.
Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Hey, I'm so excited to be here. Thank you so much for inviting me on this call. You've got my name right this time.
I did.
Yes.
Uh,
It's Nyanji. I don't know why she
Nyangi.
call herself.
Nyangi.
She should call herself by an African name, right? Nyanji. So I'm so happy that Nyanji invited me to this call just to share with you guys for a little bit, because I actually have a go live session that happens at 7:15 UK time, which would be probably about 9:15 your time, something like that. Yeah, so I'll just give you a little bit of background about myself. My name is Bale Granville, and I'm actually from Trinidad and Tobago. I'm actually from Tobago, actually, which is a smaller island in the Caribbean. So I grew up in the Caribbean, and I grew up there until I was like 20. I was about 24 years old. But just before I left the Caribbean, what I was doing is I was doing what is called land surveying for anybody in the engineering field. So I was, doing a lot of setting out of roads and infrastructure work, building golf courses and things like that. And that was my background. And of course, I was doing music as well, so I'm still playing my guitar and like doing some classical stuff, singing, songwriting. I'm part of a boy band for but your parents would always encourage you to go to school, and get yourself a nice, secure job. Then, of course, I bounced up on the book Rich Dad Poor Dad, and for most people, that book will change your thinking, right? How or the to find better ways of making money rather than just exchanging your time for money. So one of the companies I was working for, a land surveying company, the boss there, he said, you know what, you will get by doing land surveying, you'll get a decent living, but you'll never get rich. That's what he said. He says, but you know what, you'll get rich if you do like these guys. There are some guys who do property and that sort of thing. So I started that sort of like, okay, maybe I should listen to it because he's a company and he's saying that. So I started looking into people who were doing property investing and that sort of thing. And at the time, there was the ability to go to the UK or come to the UK on this working holiday type visa. So I took that opportunity and I came up. And while I was here in the UK, I decided, you know what, let me start looking into property and property investment. And so I started doing classes. Albeit I started working as well. And the company I was working for, I literally just asked them, I want to complete my studies in my engineering. So I just did my engineering. So I just did my engineering degree while working for the company, civil engineering degree. But while I was doing that, I was still doing like property investment courses and something. And while I was on the course, one of the trainers was mentioning trading as um, something that wealthy people do to help supplement or help build their wealth. And they had a trading company come in and explain what they do. And when they first introduced the trading, he says, well, to start this course or to go on this course, you've got to pay, I think it was about £2,000 for three days of trading, basic trading. I was like, wow, £2,000 just to go on a 3-day course. That's unbelievable. So I never really pursued it, but it was always at the back of my mind. I just kept on doing the property stuff. And then about 3.5 years ago, my friend, Gary McSween, who is now chairman 100 in the company, he said, you know what, I'm going to be launching this trading company. So I said, yeah, like trading? He says, yeah, I'm going to be launching a trading. So tell me more and tell me what it costs. So he was mentioning IML. Then he told me what it costs. When he mentioned it was like at the time it was 190 or like 200 US for the month, for the first month, and then it was like 165 or something like that, a monthly subscription. I was like, wow, just let me start it straight away, because I couldn't believe the cost of it. Because trading itself, trading education, is very, very, very expensive. At least here in the UK, anyways. I don't know if you know of Chairman 25's Rupa and Vinny here in the UK. They paid over 20 something before they started iMarkets Live. They went on trading course and paid over 20 something thousand pounds just to go on a trading course for like a year's mentorship or something like that. It is incredibly expensive. So don't take for granted how cheap we are here at iMarkets Live. And not only that, but the variety that we have that you could choose from, right? If you are a scalper, right, you could choose scalp. If you are a intraday trader, you could choose to follow an educator who's an intraday trader. If you are swing trading, you could follow an educator who is swing trading. So the variety is huge. And then now there's HFX, and then there's the digital currency space as well. The value that you get for the price that you're paying is just unreal, right? So I got started in the company, and my main focus was just trying to understand this trading thing. And of course, we all start off, as Nyanji mentioned, and it's because we don't trust the market, right? We just want to get in there quickly. As soon as we see some profits, we close it off quick. We run, right? It's like, oh, let's just make sure that we secure our profits quickly. And most of us start like that because we just don't trust the market. We don't understand the market, and help. Over time, you'll start to get more of an understanding of how the market goes and how the market works. And for me, the first 2 months was like disastrous, right? I basically, I really didn't have that much time because I was working still as a civil engineer. By this time, I was working as a civil engineer, freelancing. So I had to go to work for 7 o'clock in the morning, and I finished like 5, 6 o'clock in the night. So in the morning, I would have to wake up early, and we only had 2 at the time. We had Mike Miles and Christopher Derrick, and I had to wake up at like 5 o'clock in the morning to catch Mike Miles because he was 12 Eastern Standard Time, so like 5 hours different. And I went Christopher Derrick's session because by that time I will be in work. So, yeah, so that was all the resources that I had at the time, and the academy. Okay, so I would have to catch Christopher Derrick on the academy and just kind of go through the academy. So I wanted to start earning as quickly as possible. You know, I just wanted to get in there. All right, I've look at two videos. I was like, oh yeah, I catch that, and I'm live account blown. It's like, all right, let's load up the next live account. Let's see what I could do here again, right? And let's see what I could learn something again. Look at videos for another few days. All right, I'm ready. Boom, blown. Right? I don't know who else had that experience, but yeah. So I had to step back a little bit and say, hold on a minute. Probably not going about this, you know, probably not going about this the right way. So I had to stop and just start discovering what type of trader that am I, right? And trading really is a journey of self-discovery, um, because you do have to find a trading strategy that suits your personality, right? Suits your life. So if you have a busy life, then you really have to consider probably swing trading, right? If you have some time to sit down in front of the charts, then you could consider day trading or scalping. But it is a journey of discovery, of discovering self. So eventually other trainers started to come on, and so I got exposed to more trading styles, different ways of looking at the market. And when we started to get people like Adaisy Duncan, Oren Wright, Stevenson Lindor, they all started to come on board. We had a trainer called Steve Gregor as well. I really started to follow him religiously, but I was really just focused on really trying to understand and get this trading thing down. It literally took me about a year before I could make money. Seriously, it did. It took me a long time. But one thing I did, it was just never really gave up. I never gave up. Just continued plugging in, continued practicing, continued just learning as much as I possibly can of the markets. And just over a year or so, the web analyzer came to iMarkets Live, and people weren't necessarily understanding how to use it and what it was good for. So I put a strategy and started sharing that strategy with some people, and it started, they started making some money from it. And the word got out to the creator that, hey, check out the strategy is working. So then he contacted me and say, hey, you know what, could you teach this strategy to this team? Could you teach this strategy to that team all over the world? Basically, we had like translators on. We did that for about several months. Then after that, that period, probably about 4 or 5 months, and they asked, would you like to, well, they started setting up creators or go live educators for the web analyzer, which is now called Vibrata. And that I actually became an educator with the company. And since then, this is now over 2.5 years now that I've been an educator with the company. And it's just been going from strength to strength. My trading style has changed up quite a lot in terms of now I'm looking for more longer term trading opportunities. And we've been able to create the Index Infusion, myself and Sharif. So Sharif would still send out a lot of scalping trading ideas, but my trading ideas will be more longer term trading ideas. So I'll share the screen and I'll just show you a little bit, give you a little bit of insight here into this Index Infusion. Okay. Yeah, there we go. Right, there we go. So if I just go back out to the beginning, so say for example, the im.center right here. Okay, and if you go to strategies, then you go to Vibrata. Right. You just up here, you'll see vibes. I don't know why they call it vibes, but I guess it sounds nice and funky. Click on Index Infusion. And right in this Index Infusion area is where you start seeing trade ideas. Now you would see my trade ideas, you would see Sheriff trade ideas as well. My trade ideas will have my name on them. Sheriff trade ideas will have his name on them. So let's go back a little bit to some trade ideas that we sent out earlier this week. Euro AUD was sent out. That was sent out yesterday, actually, for a market execution. It actually hit this take profit target, if you could see it, right? It literally wicked up to that at 60 pips, and then it dropped back a little bit, but it's still in play. I actually did send out this Euro AUD a bit earlier on last week. This one, yeah, Euro AUD, where we actually bought it way down here, and it hit this take profit target. Okay, so you could see, so this is what, 80 pip profit target. It came back down. We had a re-entry here, and it hit a 60 pip take profit target. So you can see that you don't really have to do anything when you subscribe to Index Infusion, except wait for the trades to come in, and it gives you your entry price, it gives you your targets, it gives you your stop loss, and I would usually say, hey, risk 1 to 2% of your account. Now, risk management is probably the most difficult thing to really grasp in trading. Like, what is the right lot size to use, and why should we use that specific lot sizing and nothing more or nothing less, right? And the reason is that your trading results aren't based on 1 or 2 or 3 trades. All right, trading results are based